Well, never thought I'd need to make this for the start of the video, but here goes. On the shorts, we've been getting a lot of abuse lately, and I want to just tell you right now, cut the crap or you get blocked. We're part of a channel that respects everybody, regardless of what they do. Honestly, I run a channel for Tom's the Tank Engine, and they have better manners and respect than some of the comments I've seen recently. So wrap the pish or fuck off. Let's go on with the show. Well, sorry I had to do that. We warned at the start, guys, but it needed done. Well, I'm sick of all the abuse that's going on, so if you don't like it, fuck off. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about some good old-fashioned wrestling. And joining me today is El Mark Rinaldi. Good to see you again, buddy.
What up, man?
Well, and our shorty queen. Well, I'm sure I'll get pulled up for that in the comments as well. Debbie Stephen, how you getting on?
Not bad. It's not very often I've been called short.
Yeah.
Although it's not very often I get called petite either. So,
Well, in fairness, like if Chad Gable can
hey-ho.
get Shorty G over, then I can get the Shorts Queen over.
Yeah, let's take that.
I can go along with that.
Yep.
That.
I got to say as well, like your shorts have been going really well, especially like on the Instagram channel as well. Like bringing us a bit more
It's
followers
just a
in.
bit of fun.
Ah,
That's
okay.
fine. My sister and my mum has been watching it, and at one moment I had a phone call from mum saying, "Are you okay?" Like, yeah, I'm fine. No, it's just a bit of fun. That's all. And she's like, "Okay, so as long as you know what you're doing," and I'm like, "Half the time I don't." But thank you for your concern.
That's the point. None of us know what we're doing. That's the main thing. Well, that's why we do this. Is we're all learning on the job, and that's a bit to have a bit of fun as well. Well, and
Yeah, yes, we're all fans of wrestling, so
yeah,
it's us chatting about what we like, dislike, just go with it.
exactly. Like, and that's the point. Like to have a bit of fun in this world, and if you don't get like feel the excitement watching wrestling, like we see in some of your reaction videos, then why are you watching it?
Exactly. It's pointless. Just beat it.
Yep, definitely, man. So it's been a very, very stacked weekend of wrestling. So much that I was trying to cover everything, and I generally thought my brain was going to explode. And I was just back from blubbing I was back from blubbing Filey, and I'm like, oh my god, there's so much I need to do, and I'm so tired,
Yeah.
and this heat is killing me. Uh, it was unreal. But we'll dive into like the first one that we had, which was the Saturday night's main event. Mark, what did you think of it?
It was just, I liked it. It's really good. I wouldn't say it was the best pay per view, but it was it was watchable.
Mm. I heard a lot of people kind of saying that the results were quite predictable. Do you agree with that?
With the Goldberg match, I thought that was very predictable. But again, I'll explain why I think that. I think that's opening up to something different,
Mm.
and we may get maybe first really thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it. I thought the matches people are right that it was kind of predictable, but it was still enjoyable to watch.
Mm.
That makes
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Debbie, we'll come to you. Let's see into the rumor mill. So Seth Rollins gets injured in the LA Night match. Everybody is now saying that it's a work. And others are saying no, it's a legit injury. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I've actually had a bit of a brainstorm recently. Do you remember years ago during, I think it was a 2004 2005 Royal Rumble, it was Batista versus John Cena, and Vince McMahon waltzed into the ring, and when he got in, he just collapsed on the floor and ended up triggering the problem in his knee.
Yeah.
I literally thought of that for what happened with Seth Rollins. It was just like a split incident that happened.
Mm.
And I thought Vince was being an arse, but no, he actually legitimately hurt his knee.
Yeah.
This is what I'm thinking as well may have happened with his leg, is that it was a stupid thing that has happened. It's caused a legitimate problem. And with Paul Heyman being one of the legends and being one of the producers as well, I think it was more of an executive decision by him. And with the ref being on the call as well, as right, let's just wrap it up. Wrap it
Mm.
up. just to be on the safe side, because
Yeah.
Seth Rollins was scheduled to win, and the
Yeah.
fact that this is happening, you have to be safe. You have to make sure the wrestlers are safe at all times.
Mhm. Well, and also the fact that like LA Knight did not look happy when he won.
He looks tough now.
No, it was too easy for him, unfortunately.
Mhm. Well, and it was one of those ones you kind of looked at it and you're like, not sure. And it's like, the Royal Rumble match we were talking about, it was like that was when Vince blew out both of his quads.
Yeah.
What? Because he's just sitting there like an angry, like 50-year-old toddler. Like, go, restart it. I'm like, you can't even get up, you dick. It's like,
No, we're not saying that Seth Rollins is a 50-year-old toddler.
no,
It just seems
definitely
to
not.
be. It just seems to be the same circumstances.
Mm-hmm. It was very similar. Like, imagine like if Seth Rollins gets a quad tear and it's because like Triple H is his mentor. But
Oh,
yeah, it would not be lost on me at all. Like, it was unreal. But yeah,
and that's the
wh-
thing.
but so Mark, who would have thought that like the person that's took the most hardcore bumps over the last two like kind of men's pay-per-views most recently is Charles Robinson. What did you make of
Oh,
that spear?
that was a good steer, man. I hope he goes into the Hall of Fame. Even if he retires, he deserves a Hall of Fame spot.
Mm,
His career away from me, he's been amazing. With the bump in the run to WrestleMania stages, man, like, that shot was just,
yeah.
it's impressive.
Yeah. Well, apparently, like it's came out that he actually is fractured one of his ribs from
You
that
joke.
spear. Yeah. And so Goldberg's final match, and he injures somebody.
What a delivery, man. Jesus.
It had to
Well,
happen.
especially with Charles Robinson, because he's been with Goldberg through the WCW days as well. It's like,
Hmm.
this is what happens when you piss me off.
Yep. It's
Broken
like,
bone.
I know, little Nate just got it again. But I've been watching the Stevie Richards show, and it turned out that Charles Robinson was actually a bit of a bully,
Oh,
backstage. Well, he
Oh,
said that
really?
he got bullied by Charles Robinson quite a lot to the point where he actually said like he was like if you had to get put in a room between either like Golden Shovel era John Cena or Charles Robinson, which one would be more scared of? And he's like Charles Robinson.
All right, well,
Well,
that's
to the
it.
point where he was like because what he's the guy that runs WSI Network was kind of trying to rib him to see if he would kind of break, and he's like I ain't touching Charles Robinson with a barge pole. It's like he'll come after me. He will fuck me up.
What's it
But
a
so So as much as I was like sad, I was also like, maybe that's a wee bit of karmic justice for Stevie Richards but getting bullied by him. But we'll talk about the Goldberg match. Like Debbie, like what did you make of the Goldberg match?
I mean, I think time wise was probably an okay length of time. I mean, if it went too short, it would be like, well, that's it. But he made a couple of punches. He didn't do as many bumps, but it wasn't too bad, and he was able to pull out some wrestling techniques to and forth. He was able to do his move. He wasn't able to do the jackhammer for a
Mm,
long period of time, but he was able to. He was able to do about 2 or 3 spears.
mm,
So all in all, it wasn't too bad. It was an okay way for it to end it. I was just disappointed by it afterwards, like after the match finished.
mm.
That was
What?
about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors going around that was Bret Hart that he cut the feed. But there's a brilliant like AI image that's going around. It's Bret Hart, just a switch where a speech bubble just says "fuck you, Goldberg," just as he's about to pull it. Well, and I just thought, like, if anybody would have got that, that would have been Bret.
Yeah.
But he actually came out and said, like, if it was up to me, I would have pulled the feed before the match started.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I'm like, well, at least that he's keeping it consistent.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I would love. I would love to see, like, if Bret Hart had to choose, like, in a match between like Goldberg or Triple H, who would go over because he hates them both.
Yeah.
Like, what would they do? I think that would be quite funny, that choice for him to make. But yeah, but in that speech as well, and during the match, his son got involved as
Yeah.
well. Mark, do you think that they're going to bring him in?
I think they're going to bring him into it somehow because see the match ended with Goldberg and I think didn't really tap it like it can't. If it
Mm,
knocks it, it taps it. If it kicks it,
mm,
so I think this is the future rivalry between the Sun and the Gunther.
mm.
Somehow I can see that playing it.
Yeah. Well, and like some of the legends that you got to see as well, like like ones that turned up in the ring, like DDP, Jake the Snake, and even
Mm-hmm.
like his name always escapes me, but the legendary one that always knocks the doors, like Bill, it's time. They brought him back, and he's not been seen
Yeah.
since WCW. Everybody thought that he was
So
dead. Well, so to the point, like everybody was like, that can't be the same guy. They've got a double in or something. Like Jen, like, no, he's still alive.
Well,
Uh,
at least you can die happy afterwards.
Yeah. Like that whole like his whole like entrance as well, what it just screamed like nostalgia because he's well, you can say what you want about Goldberg and a lot of people have, but he was still in damn good shape.
oh, 100%. It's a 50-50 down and he was in the best shape.
Hmm.
He
Well, and
was.
yeah, and to do the moves that he done as well,
And
like for 458 years old, I mean, I can barely get out of my bed without wincing. He done brilliant. Like I've got to say, it was certainly like an interesting card. Like a lot of finishes aside from obviously the Seth Rollins one, I would say we're pretty predictable. What
Yeah.
what the solo Jimmy match? What did you think of that?
I liked it at the end when Jacob Parker ended up getting involved. The
Mm,
the build up to the match wasn't it wasn't the best. It was again I think once it was the WrestleMania with Jimmy and Jay, the
mm,
build up it was gonna be amazing, but it was just no.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Debbie, what about you?
All in all, it was a good match. I think it was, to me, it was one of those matches that was quite predictable because I was watching it with Chris, my husband, and one of our mutual mates, and we all pretty much said Fatu's going to come out.
Mm,
Afterwards, Fatu's going to come out, and uh, it was a good match. They had a very good back and forth and whatnot, but ultimately we knew that Fatu was going to come out, and that's more likely going to lead to a SummerSlam match between Solo and Fatu for the US title.
mm,
May even do a steel cage match. Might as well just to avoid outsiders and whatnot.
It
yeah.
was a great match.
Mm. What the tag match? What the one with Drew and Randy Orton? What thoughts? Start with Debbie this
I,
time.
Yeah.
I love the the pause for effect you done there. It was like
It's the Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, they always have a good chemistry when it comes to the ring. Absolutely fantastic. I understand they want to bring in more celebrities, especially if it being live on Netflix. I understand that. I read some of the comments about the WWE appearances shorts about why don't people recognize this has been going for 40 years. I understand that. I appreciate it. I was just having a bit of a laugh about it, especially when I called him Jam Roll rather than Jelly Roll. But again, it's one of the things that will develop into SummerSlam. So it's a little bit like Royal Rumble into WrestleMania. This is like the stepping stone to go into SummerSlam mode.
mm,
So if it progresses onto a really good card at WrestleMania, McIntyre and Logan versus Jelly Roll and Randy Orton, then excellent.
mm.
mm,
Mark, apparently, like Triple H had said in one of the pressers, like that Jelly Roll had actually been training, like to be a wrestler before he went into his
it,
career in music. What
oh,
so, what and also we've seen him deliver a choke slam, which went quite well. Do you think it's going to depend on who's like selling for him, or do you think maybe he's going to be a wee surprise package, kind of like what Bad Bunny was?
I think it's a very nice package because they sold that trainer very well, man. Like, I thought they sold that fucking to a T.
Mm. And I mean,
It was surprising. He's lost a hell of a lot of weight, but it's surprising. I think Vince Thomas wants him. He's He's got shit off as well.
Yeah, he's lost a tremendous lot of weight since this, because what they did the before and after. You think he lost about 200 pounds. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that's
man.
seriously impressive.
And I mean, in fairness, he's more well known than Travis Scott is. Is like, I mean, I only know about Jelly Roll like through the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 soundtrack. But the difference is, at least I know him. I don't have a fucking clue who Travis Scott is. I still don't.
Was he the drummer from Blink-182?
Let's say Travis Parker.
It was Travis. I thought I just went for it.
Yeah. Well, in fairness, we could also went like the Scottish band Travis as well. They're probably they'll be more well known than Travis Scott.
Well, I suppose one of their songs, "Why Does It Always Rain on Me," is quite applicable for today.
Yeah, but this weekend is pure. This Monday, Tuesday is just purely been so like I could go out again. Well, because
Yeah.
yeah,
It's been your favourite.
yeah, I'm gonna be locked back in tomorrow. Like, because it's meant to be.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
You'd think like this. The light isn't making me more pale. I am just this pale. Mark can attest to this being on set with me.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? What New Cumnock when it was raining at 16 degrees and I still got sunburnt?
Why not?
This
isn't a tan or a sunburn. It's just how I'm just generally lit, and it's very bad lighting, so it looks like a beetroot face.
I just generally thought you were doing like the Madonna, like Vogue kind of pose there.
No, maybe later.
Yeah. So overall, what would you get? Maybe like out of 5, like for your ratings for Saturday night's main event.
I'll go with 3 star.
3, Debbie?
3 out of 5 or 3 out of 10?
Out of 5.
Okay, I was thinking 3 out of 10. That's a bit harsh. I think I'll go for 3 as well, because there's quite a few stepping stones being placed for SummerSlam, and that I do appreciate and whatnot. And one thing I will say, the adverts, the freaking adverts.
That is a pain in the ass.
And you can skip it. You can skip it.
Yeah, you've just got to put up with it. But I think that advert, I think, essentially saved Goldberg for the second half of his match.
I could get his tweet to the next morning to put the up on YouTube. I was raging, had to cut that.
Yeah. But we had that, and then we had Great American Bash. Like, I have to admit, that was the one I skipped. I wanted to watch it, but I was like, I need to prioritize here. Like, otherwise my kids like will not get the 100% me.
I'm going to probably do that last night or tomorrow. I think I'll miss that one.
I think I'll check that out later on. Like, a lot of people were talking about like, the AEW pay-per-view as well. Well, that was, again, it was one I wasn't too sure about checking out, but it's had some good reviews. Well, I'll need to maybe go and look at it and see. But what? I know, like, because a few people have been like, "Why aren't you covering AEW? You WWE marks." And I'm like, it's just Netflix. We can get it easier now.
Yeah, what we can do then, we try and set it to haters even there. We do a podcast one day then AEW cover.
Aye, it's not. It's like we've covered WCW, ECW in the past. It's like we're not afraid to cover like anything else that's not out with it. It's just we've got to prioritize right now.
I have to admit, I watched a little bit of the AEW all in Texas. Oh my lord, I am in love with timeless Toni Storm.
I heard she had an absolute banger.
Oh. I've been told,
yeah, I heard she had an absolute banger with Mercedes Moné. What did you rate it since you actually saw it?
It's what I will say. It's a good thing that show is 18 rated. Because
I saw the clip.
I think Mark knows what I'm talking about.
We know.
But at the same time, the last match they did, the Texas Death Match, I winced several times because I can just feel it. Oh, it was fantastic, and the cameos that came in and out of it. Spoilers for someone who hasn't watched it yet. Out with this. But oh my lord, that was probably one of the best ones I've seen for a long time.
Yeah, they're saying that AEW is starting to find its footing again. Like, if you've been like kind of keeping up, what do you think that's the case?
I would say yes, because like one thing that's quite tricky at the moment is that there's always a lot of wrestlers that are coming and going. So you don't know whether you're going to see them in Ring of Honor, TNA, the Indies, some of them coming back to the WWE with very unusual change of names that I really don't like. I really don't like. But they've got some solid, fantastic wrestlers there, like Tony Storm, like Mercedes Moné, like Hangman Page, like Samoa Joe being there, for example. They've got some solid players there that are able to do some major work. And some younger new talent like Willow Nightingale, Ruby Sky, go with it. Because, like I said, they've got a major footing going on. Just fly away.
Yeah. Well, there you go, AEW marks that we have covered it. So yeah, fuck off in the comments. So now we'll go on, which is being said to be the best pay-per-view of the weekend, and out of 4, I would say that's coming high praise, and it was Evolution. We'll have to go Debbie first, because if we don't, we'll get called sexist. So yeah, we're already getting enough flack. So thoughts?
It's funny. It's when I started off with the triple threat match, I thought, oh, okay, they're starting off with this. But they started solid and they ended solid. So that's one thing I'll get good marks for. But I have to admit, I am sometimes I'm distracted by Wade Barrett, but what he says and what he does. I think I mentioned this last time. So much so, I've got 1, 2 pages of stuff that he's done. For example, during that triple threat match, he was distracted and kept on looking down his shirt like a woman checks her cleavage in case something got spilt down there. He had this like low cut, like open up shirt, and he kept on doing this. Like, what have he dropped? A crisp. Do you want to try and dig it out?
He's maybe just checking that his lav mic was still there.
Might be. So there are a few, 1 or 2 things that Wade. I think I'm in love with Wade, to be honest, because of his antics. But the triple threat match in particular, that was a solid start, and the rest of the matches that followed afterwards were, I'll have to admit, my downer match will probably be the NXT title match. That took 5 minutes.
I didn't enjoy that. That was a wee bit boring.
Yeah.
Well, for Mark and me, like the pervs of the Attitude Era from back in the day, we know what we're going to talk about. Like Trish Stratus, like aside from the fact that like she still looks amazing, like what do you think that she's like? You think she could still go in the ring like proper for another run?
I think she could go for another run, man. 100%.
What did you make of her match?
With the age.
That's true. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like she's got more plastic on me than I've got my glasses frame, but like she's still rocking it. Like she's still, definitely. Like what did you guys make it? Like our match with Tiffany Stratton?
It was really good. I wouldn't say it was the best, but again, it was enjoyable to watch. The wrestling was solid. We did have a good chemistry on the ring. Really good. And if we keep on continuing, if they continue with us gradually, I think it could only get better and better.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, Debbie, they were saying that like this match was actually starting to turn like Tiffy babyface. Like, do you think that's an angle they could potentially go down, or do you think they're going to hold off?
Tiffy will always be Tiffy in the sense that she does her own thing. Do you remember when Becky, she was trying so hard to be heel, but the crowd just loved her so much, she had to be in a babyface instead?
Yeah.
That's how I'm thinking that it might go down, because she's just brilliant being, hiya, it's Tiffy time! And people hate her for doing it, but love her for doing it at the same time. So I think it's going to go on the same length as that.
Yeah, and ironically, like with both cases with Becky Lynch and Tiffy, it was Charlotte Flair that was meant to be getting over as babyface, and the crowd just fucking hated her. Like, but out with, she's been doing those interviews lately, like, and she's been being really honest and like kind of like upfront about how she's been like feeling lately, and that seems to be having more of an effect, turning her babyface. Do you think that she'd be able to carry that momentum like back into the ring?
I hope she does.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love ripping the piss out of her, but That's why I was like, no, don't do this really honest, like, and heartfelt interview. I want to keep making fun of you because you're Ric Flair's kid. But no, I think this could be the springboard if they capitalize on it. Like, 'cause they're teasing that potentially a partnership with Alexa Bliss. Do you think that's gonna? You think they're gonna try and do that, and then maybe eventually make them the curse of the tag team champions?
I'm just very curious to see
Mm,
the impression. We need to bring Alexa Bliss back into it somehow because since she's come back, they've not really used her properly, I don't think.
mm. Do you agree with that, Debbie? They've not really used Alexa Bliss properly.
Yes and no. When she came back, I understand that she was brought in the last minute when it came to the Royal Rumble and that sort of thing. So now that she's been in the industry a bit more since coming from maternity leave, they need to try and use her a bit more. So even if they try and create Flair as a baby face, Bliss can just do the turn and become a heel.
Mm,
Although one thing I did find interesting is during the Fatal 4-Way match when Charlotte Flair saved Bliss, she was propped up in the corner. Bliss was in front of her, and she was almost like stroking her hair, saying, "It's okay, it's okay." I'm like, you treat her like a daughter. The fact that she's like smaller than you is like, "It's okay, it's okay." I'm like, stop stroking her hair. Yes, I know it's for the camera, but it just seemed a bit weird
yeah.
to try and put off this babyface character.
Well, this was like very my niche of Big Bang Theory. When she did it, I just kept thinking, soft kitty, warm kitty. Well, I was just looking at that and I'm like, maybe just because like, my cat's still recovering like right now, and I'm just like, little ball of fur. What? But what? So we got to talk about like the main event. Oh my God, like what? So Mark, what? First of all,
Excuse me! Excuse me!
oh,
I
Big,
said, excuse me! And we're
okay.
not going to talk about Vicky Guerrero!
Oh well, we
uh,
really should talk about like all the little cameos that popped up,
big,
all the divas past and present, and Vicky Guerrero.
I'm
But
sorry, I just had to do that because Vicky, she was well loved when she was Rey Mysterio, no, not Rey Mysterio's wife, Eddie Guerrero's wife, and she made her
Mm.
own thing. And did you hear Michael Cole's comment afterwards
What? I did.
about, about Vicky Guerrero?
Well, I didn't really hear it. I was just like, oh my God, there she is.
Um,
uh,
he said, I need to go back to counseling again to get her out of my head.
Oh man, but there was quite a few like that. It's like also because there was like Tori Wilson, like Ivory, Molly Holly, Jacqueline, but they were getting a lot like like the trolls were like going, oh look how much they've aged and all this kind of shit. I'm
Yeah,
like
they have
oh,
aged.
I was
It's
like
cool.
that's the whole point of life.
exactly.
It's like not everybody could like afford like Trish Stratus's plastic surgeon. It's
It's
like
I
really
mean,
good.
and you
a
don't want
legend.
to as well. They still looked good.
Yeah,
Yeah, but when you do well too, if I haven't got the plastic surgery, you'd still get fucking paid on as well too. So at least
Mm.
there's been one.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like ones even like Victoria and that they weren't there, but I've seen them like doing like interviews and some of the podcasts and stuff, and they still look absolutely amazing. Like,
yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
whether they've had work done or not, it doesn't matter. It's like, and I could probably guarantee that maybe Ivory or Molly Holly, probably even Jacqueline could probably still go in the ring, like even for one more match.
I
Definitely
agree.
Jacqueline. She's hard as nails.
She's scary.
Mm,
She's very scary. But yeah, but so like the chemistry with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, like that.
it's
I mean,
amazing.
yeah, that jump that like Io Sky done, well, definitely
It was
worthy
just,
of a holy shit moment.
Yeah.
yeah, one of the top five shit moment.
Hmm.
And
Well, and then we had you see Debbie's reaction video for when it happens, like when Naomi came out. Well, I think everybody on the internet had that same reaction, and if they don't, they're liars.
that took me off surprise. I wasn't expecting this to happen. You know,
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
sort of cash. I thought it was going to be at the top of it, but
Hmm.
it was amazing how they played it off. And I thought, in the triple threat, if it happens, it's going to be
Yeah.
banner,
Hmm.
Because
100%.
because when I originally started to do the shorts for myself, I was literally about to say, because I was so focused on watching the match, I didn't do anything to it. So when it came to it, I was about to say this is one of the best matches I've ever seen, and when I was about to say that, the music came, but I'm like, what?
It was all man, but wow, is this actually happening?
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
and I do remain saying this: people didn't like her winning the Money in the Bank, and I thought this is a good push for her, and I hope they
Mm-hmm.
keep on doing it. The fact that they've done this on Evolution and made her cash in and made her win the title, I was just so happy for her that she's done that.
Hmm.
And on that, I actually written down a little quotation from last week, from last time, that I guaranteed that Seth Rollins would cash in next year. Now, because of his injury, I think he might.
Yeah, well, they do say they've got a year to do it, but they could even play it into a storyline. Say it takes them longer than a year to get back. They could play that with a Paul Heyman thing coming out with like all these like a little contract amendments and all this type of thing, saying like he's still got a shot. They could even if they were able to get another Money in the Bank winner when he's still injured, Money in the Bank v Money in the Bank. There's potential storylines they could do with it. And
Yeah,
that's just me thinking like out of my jacksie.
yeah.
That's not with actual real writers.
But no, that Io Sky Rhea Ripley, that was the match of the weekend. That was the match of the month. That was the match of half of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fantastic.
because that's what I was going to ask. Is like, do you think that's like contender for like for match of the year?
Oh God,
Yeah.
yeah, thousand
Yeah.
percent.
Hmm.
I think everyone was really wanting Rhea to win, and she had so many close calls, so many close
Hmm.
calls. So I am kind of disappointed that she didn't win, but
Hmm.
with the surprise to it, I don't care. That was a fantastic ending.
Yeah.
They good way to end it. There's been a while since they've managed to play something off like that with it, like the whole shot. That
Mm.
makes sense. Been a while since they've managed to short the stand, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, and it's building up as well because it's making it like Rhea and Io Sky kind of like Rock and Stone Cold. Is like
Mm-hmm.
in the same kind of sense because like Rhea's not got that win. Like yet, and she's chasing it, and she's not getting it. She's getting more desperate.
Yeah,
So it could build up to like a potential like WrestleMania match next year, where she's just that demented to get the win and be able to complete a heel turn. I think because they were talking about like at the end when they were going out, is like is she going to turn an heel here? Like, and they didn't do it, and I'm like, I hope they don't. I want Triple H to bring back his long term storytelling in the right way because he's been
yeah.
two knee jerk reactions lately.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go like for our final assessments. Like, what do you think was the best like PLE over the weekend? My personal pick. I only saw the two of them. Like Saturday Night Main Event and Evolution, but Evolution just totally what
Hands,
Yeah,
they kicked ass.
hands down. Evolution, that was way in that one.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, you saw AEW's one as well. Like, a lot of people were saying AEW pipped it. Like, do you think that's a fair assessment, or do you think it was close but Evolution still at top?
I think because like I've only started watching AEW for the last like maybe 2 years, but WWE I've been watching since I was 5,
Mm,
and that shows how old I am. So I always have a bit of a stronger connection with WWE rather than AEW.
mm,
Because I'm so relatively new to AEW, it was a fantastic throughout. Some of the matches were a bit okay, but
mm.
all in all, I would say that was probably like maybe like a 4 out of 5 stars. But for Evolution, it was 4.5. It just edged it a little bit for me.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Star rating for you, Mark, for Evolution?
4.5.
Nice. Well, I think we're pretty much in agreement that Evolution was brilliant. But here's the key thing: like Triple H said, he didn't think they needed it, but they done it anyway, and that's been two for two. That Evolution, like, has been a success. Do you think they're going to go for third time lucky?
I think they will.
Yeah, same here.
Mm,
But what they did last time is that there's been like a good like 5 years, no, 7 years from the first one to the next one. Maybe it's just something they might just do every 7 years
mm,
and see
It's
the development of things.
yeah. Well, it could be something because at least because Triple H did bring up a good point that the women were getting featured more in that space of time. Well, and I had to agree that they are getting featured more, but work certainly needs to be done to get more to it. So even if it was like maybe every 2 to 3 years, say that, or 4 years, do it every leap year. But same kind of deal. Like we get the 29th of February and we get Evolution.
Sold.
I think there we go. Like fucking give me a wage, WWE and TKO. I'm doing your work for you. Right. Yeah. So on
Who's
that,
going to be your manager? Is Kevin going to be a manager if you do that?
well, I really want I want to be like a Paul Heyman guy. I could not do anything in the ring, but I could talk like a mofo.
I
So
would not say I can match you more as a Bobby the Brain Heenan, though.
I'll take that. You think
No,
I've got a brain? I'm happy.
no, you just
But
look like Bobby the Brain Heenan.
and on that note, we're ending for the. Well, it's been absolutely fantastic talking with you again. Thank you so much for joining us for the madness. So until next time, everybody, I've been Andrew Durnan. We have had Davey Stephen and Mark Rinaldi. Until next time, see ya.
Bye.
Yeah.